Good morning, everyone. Right, we're just off on a short ride. It's always a short ride. Unfortunately, long rides aren't possible in this fair country of mine, Britain, UK, because long journeys would mean overnight stay, and unfortunately overnight stay isn't something that we can contend with, because even though the conditions are somewhat relaxed, we're not allowed to stay in hotels or campsites or anything like this. So unfortunately day trips are possible, but with the weather being the way it is, it seems to rain every 3 or 4 hours after a dry spell, that is. And so short half day trips seem to be the best thing that's possible. So today we're off to something of a ancient little town. It's called Lichfield, and it has a very old cathedral, which hopefully we will have a look at when we get there. Maybe record some pictures, or take some pictures, record some videos of the cathedral. As it's a long journey, I'll speed things up, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Lichfield Cathedral. It's a beautiful place, and I'm going to try to go round so I can show you all the way around what it looks like. It's history, isn't it? I mean, there might be people who like modern buildings, but really, whether you like a modern building or an old building, it's the history. Each stone that was placed here would have a story. Each carving has the story of a craftsman. There's just so much history here, and it's hard to fully appreciate by a quick drive round view of the cathedral, but it is fantastic. It's impressive. It's something that will definitely be hard to beat in modern day architecture. I mean, if something was to, I mean, not that you can compare architecture modern against old or whatever, but if something was to be made to create that kind of awe feeling here, I'm not sure what they could make. It's, like I said, it's quite fantastic. So I'm going to try to park the bike somewhere where it doesn't hinder anyone, and well, I think if I parked, oh, at somebody's house, it wouldn't be appropriate to park there, but if I parked here, just over here, I think I should be able to get away with that. And then what I'll do is I'll walk around, show you the whole cathedral, and we'll talk about the cathedral. The Honda NC750 in the backdrop of the cathedral, but really let's not talk about the bike so much, because it's the cathedral that's what carries the wonderment in this area. The wondrous cathedral, which unfortunately I'm pretty sure it would be closed, and if it wasn't, I would definitely show you inside, because it is quite fantastic. But let's see what you can see with a quick walk around, but on a pedestrian pace. I imagine this would have been the original centre of Lichfield. You know, the cathedral being right smack in the centre, and there's some other beautiful buildings as well here. Is that 1687? Maybe that's when it was made. It's obviously had amendments since. You can see by the colour of the stones they have had. Well, that's the Lichfield Cathedral School, called the Palace. Well, it does look quite palatious, so that would be right. And this is, I guess, the rear of the cathedral. We'll let this car pass by. I think what a lot of people do is they just do a drive-by. These stones that are embedded into the grass, I believe are, I'm not sure if these are graves or memory stones. Stones laid down to remember people who have since left us, or whether they're graves. I'm not sure. Out of respect, I won't walk on the graves, if they are graves. And in terms of just looking at the stones, I think you can see quite a bit from the camera, so we'll just leave it at that. There is a beautiful view just beyond that wall, and I will try to find a path where I don't step on any graves, if there is such a path. Yes, I can see one here, so you can see the beauty that this cathedral is surrounded by. Not to take away from the beauty that is the cathedral, but there is a beauty. Okay, this is somebody's garden, or very nice garden, but if you look beyond the garden and beyond the playing field, the rugby field, there's a river, and that's a nice little add-on to this scenery. So this is now, we're directly at the rear of the cathedral, and it's hard to fully appreciate the intricate detail that the architect and the craftsmen have gone into it to create this masterpiece. I mean, it's regardless of what religion you believe in, you know, a masterpiece is a masterpiece. And I think I found that with many religious architectures, you can see the passion of their faith has made them do something which is sometimes beyond human comprehension. So that road goes to the town. We're not visiting the town, we just come to see the cathedral. So I will back away so you can try to see as much of the cathedral as possible. I'm probably not giving this justice, or doing it justice rather, because I'm walking quite fast to get to my bike and get on the road again, but it is quite magnificent. Sometimes when you're talking in a camera and you're vlogging, you're trying to create fervor and interest and excitement about something you're showing, and I'm not sure if that's altogether genuine or there's an amount of that excitement that's contrived just so that the viewers can appreciate your excitement more. But here there's nothing that's made up. This is genuinely just a wonderful place. Magical. Magical because of the design, because of the tenure, how long it stood here. Stood the test of time. Magical because really Lichfield itself as a town, though it's a wonderful town, its claim to fame is this cathedral, and there's no denying that. I think if this cathedral was in any place, any city, it would be its claim to fame. We're now heading towards the front of the cathedral, and I will try to take a picture, a little setback, and maybe move into the cathedral so you can see its full splendour, which, to be honest, you won't be able to, because I think the naked eye just gives it more justice, offers it more justice, and I think with the action cam you're just seeing part of the splendour, but it's still pleasing to the eye. Okay, so there we have it. That is the cathedral. I do believe you can enter the cathedral because there's a priest standing by the door, probably there to welcome people. Oh, by the way, that's an old traditional red post box. Very synonymous with the UK, with England. And this is the cathedral. We'll head towards it so you get maybe a better picture. As I said before, the intricate detail that you saw before is nothing in comparison to its front facade. It's just quite magnificent. Good afternoon. I think they have a service going, but we won't partake in that service for no other reason, just because if I just show you straight ahead you can see the clouds darkening, and I think there is rainfall that's expected around 4 or 5 o'clock today, and it would be nice to get home before the rainfall so I don't suffer so much. So this is Lichfield Cathedral. I guess the aim is to offer you more beautiful places, but like I said, day trips kind of constrain and restrict travel, and so you can only see things that are easily accessible, and with the problem being further compounded by the fact that weather isn't playing its part in this vlogging exercise. So I normally have just a few hours of time when it doesn't rain. I'm further limited to where I can travel, but I guess when you incorporate a ride and architecture, I guess the poor narration I'm off. I hope you enjoyed my little journey, especially the walkabout around Lichfield Cathedral. My journey home, I fast forwarded. I did stop a couple of times at some pit stops which you may be able to catch, but if you did like, please subscribe and click on the icon bell, and thank you very much for watching. Thank you again.